Hey guys, welcome back to our second part of Trick and Treat. This is a visual novel. This is a Steam game which is currently available free of charge. So let's go ahead and go back to where we were. Now, I've played this for around about half an hour, and I believe it to be... It's just over an hour, I think, the full game is. I thought it was an hour and a half. I stand corrected, so let's go ahead and continue from where we left off. Try and do another half hour, and I think that will be the game complete. It's quite a short game. I don't really know what to expect, where the storyline's going, so let's dive right in and find out. I become quiet at that instant. For a moment, the two stayed motionless, staring into the eyes of the other. The red eyes of the cat are disturbing to me, but also there is something fascinating about them, something that attracts me. I lose myself in her eyes as if hypnotized, until suddenly she jumps with the intention of scratching my face. My reflex is pushing her at the same time. I jump back, turning my head to dodge her claws. I manage to dodge her attack, but in the process I drop my flashlight. I panicked and acted clumsily. The flashlight falls near me, lighting up a tree in the vicinity. As soon as it left my hands, I remember how dense this abnormal darkness is. I quickly pick it up, not even thinking before taking action. I then light the place where the cat was, only to discover she had arched her body angrily, as if she feared an attack from me. Those red eyes stare at me, shining with the light of the flashlight as if they were jewels, reflecting a fearsome hatred and rejection towards me. My body freezes after seeing them. I can't even think. The cat lets out a thunderous meow, similar to the one before but weaker, although not any less frightening. There is no doubt that there is something wrong with that animal. It must be cursed. Everything is her fault. She must be some kind of evil spirit, a pet of the witches. I feel how panic seizes me. My heart beats quickly, begging me to do something. My mouth is dry and my forehead covered with cold sweat. What should I do? Let's confront the cat. No, I should not despair. I have to calm down and think carefully about what I should do. With that in mind, I take a deep breath and look again at her. Soon the expression in my eyes changes from fear to courage. I realise it's only a cat, without a doubt a strange one, but my life is not actually in danger. This isn't a tiger staring at me, but a simple cat. Apparently, her only power are those weird meows. If she could kill me, she would have already done it. So I rule out the possibility. Her work must be transporting the next victim to this area of the forest, so unnatural and shady. After filling my lungs with air, I slowly walk towards the cat. Her meows get louder with every step, but I don't let them scare me. Seeing that I do not turn back, she shyly takes a step back. In my mind, I smiled at that image. The prey is now the hunter. I look at her directly whilst advancing. Little by little, her meows become weaker, as if she was losing strength. Then I suddenly jump down and take her in my hands. She hardly resists at all. Not so tough now, right? You look better like this. She's trembling in my hands. She looks so helpless that I almost feel like a villain. But I must not forget all she has done so far. It's her fault I'm in this place. She brought me here. Then if I kill her, would it be possible to go back? For a moment that grim idea crossed my mind. I'd never killed an animal. Truth is that I can't be proud of myself in doing such a thing. But if I do, maybe this legend could end here and now. Then what should I do? We're not going to kill a cat. We're going to just keep her captured. It's only logical that magic should die along with the cat. That should be my ticket back. If I kill her, everything would be over tonight and the legend would come to an end. Confident that it was for the best, I try to view it in my mind. But no matter how hard I force myself to see it, in the end I'm unable to take the life of another living being. Even if it is a cursed cat serving a witch, I don't feel good killing her. I think I'm too nice for my own good. So, the only thing that remains is to keep her with me, hoping that sooner or later she allows me to escape. With nothing more to think about, I decide the best thing to do is continue my path. 2:41 a.m. It's been a few minutes since I captured the cat. Again, if I find myself walking with her in my arms, led by the strange voice. How long have I been walking in the forest? Apparently not enough to make me go mad, but it should be close. Don't be afraid. Come with me. I will help you. The voice sounds closer this time, but it seems that I'm going in the right direction. I don't fully trust in it, but it's the best I have. At least at first glance it seems a friendly voice. I'm completely focused on my way when I suddenly feel something bite me. Ah, what the heck? I shout out in pain, realizing that the cat bit my arm. Fortunately, it wasn't a dangerous bite, but it sure was painful. With my distraction, she takes the chance to jump from my arms, falling a few steps away from me. Quickly, I set my gaze upon her furious, but soon, something happens that makes me forget about my anger. Suddenly, the cat is covered with a bright light. So much that it repels the unnatural darkness surrounding the forest, stealing my breath. Under the light, its figure gradually changes until it ceases to be a cat and becomes a human figure. Whoa. No longer is there a cat in front of me, but a girl with incredible beauty. I must really be going crazy. She has white hair and red eyes. She seems about my age. In other circumstances, I would have asked her out without hesitation, but just thinking about it makes me laugh to myself in my mind. Even at the edge of madness, it seems some things about me will never change. She approaches slowly towards me, one step at a time, with no fear. The girl then stares into my eyes with a slightly irritated face. Her lips are moving. She seems to be saying something, but I'm unable to hear a sound. Are you trying to tell me something? I babbled, still confused, with a face of disbelief, which surely made me look stupid. Said the girl with a very low voice. I do not understand what she's saying. What? I can't hear you well, I asked, still confused. Suddenly the girl pouts in a bad mood. What's wrong with you? Are you deaf? Finally I could hear her clearly, and just in time because it seems her patience was about to end. Okay, now I heard you, I said, annoyed. All of my astonishment from just a few seconds ago disappears when I see the arrogant attitude of the girl. At least now I don't think she'll bite me. I hope. The girl then snorts with irritation. What an annoying guy I had to find, she said at the time. She places a hand on her lips, making a pensive face. Wait, you shouldn't speak ill of someone you've right before you. I was quick to respond. For a moment I feel annoyed, at least the thought that I have to teach manners to this spirit, or whatever she is. A pity so much beauty was wasted on someone so arrogant. The girl let out a snort of annoyance after hearing me. I'm sorry, it's a bad habit that I can't quit, she answered without sounding very repentant, clearly a false apology. After talking, she diverts her gaze towards the surroundings as if she was bored. I see, I replied, annoyed. I just met her and I already feel I don't like her. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I must not forget who this girl is. She was the cat that started it all. Anyway, at least could you tell me why you attacked me and my friends? I asked shortly after, acting more seriously. The greetings were over. It was time to get to the important stuff. And why did you bite me if I wasn't doing anything? Before I knew it, my lips moved, asking another question. I cannot lie. I was angry. The girl then stares at my face. She blinks with curiosity before speaking. Does it hurt? The wound? She asked innocently. Yes. I was quick to respond with annoyance. I didn't need to say more. Of course it hurts me, silly cat. She looks at me in silence for a few seconds until suddenly she approaches me without any shyness or fear. On second thought, how could a simple human such as me scare a cat that can turn right into a person? Show me your wound, said the girl when she stood right next to me. Her presence makes me nervous. This girl seems not to know what personal space is. As embarrassing as it sounds, I never had a girl this close, even if it wasn't in this forest. If only it wasn't in this forest. I don't know why. I shouldn't trust her, but strangely something tells me that she had no bad intentions. This girl is surrounded by a calm aura, something pure, unlike anything else in this forest. In the end, resigning myself with a sigh, I show her my arm with the bite. Immediately, the girl sets her sight on my wound. It will only take a moment, she said with complete confidence. Then she looks up into my eyes up. Could you close your eyes? She asks as she blushes slightly. I'm surprised to see that embarrassed face she has, even if just a little. Then I sigh, feeling something wasn't right, but there's nothing else I can do. Okay, I said, doing as she asked. I didn't know what to expect. For a moment I thought she would get naked or something like that. But what kind of magic can only work when you have no clothes? I don't know. I'm just sure my mind wanted to imagine that. Come on, Axel, keep your composure. Suddenly I feel something warm and wet touch my wound. Immediately I shudder. Wait, what are you doing? It's a stupid question because I knew well what she was doing. She was licking my wound. You idiot, who said you could watch? Was quick to respond the cat. With her cheeks red embarrassment and her lips so close to my wound, she looked adorably troubled. Don't you see I'm just trying to heal you? She then added in a bad mood. Sorry, I said, blushing. I thought you would do something more extraordinary. But now I'm not sure. Is she the girl who can transform into a cat, or a cat that can become a girl? Sorry to disappoint you not being extraordinary enough, murmured the girl at the same time she gives me an annoyed look. Red eyes shining with disgust. It is then I realise that the pain has disappeared. With curiosity I look where the wound was, only to discover that now there is no trace of it. For a couple of seconds I stay silent, incredulous. It seems that your treatment worked. I finally said, grateful, still looking at the spot. But of course, I have experience healing myself, answered the girl, closing her eyes and inflating her chest to show her pride. I actually appreciate what she did, but I still wonder if she really had to lick it to cure me. I understand, but who are you? The girl makes a small snort of curiosity after hearing my question. Then she tilts her head and closes her eyes, making a thoughtful face. It seems I've not presented myself. She opens her eyes and gazes into mine. My name is Ashley. So that's her name. I expected something more extravagant. My name is Axel. By the way, have you ever been accused of witchcraft? Before I knew it, I asked that question. I guess it was rather rude from me, completely lacking in manners. But I must not forget, even for a second, that I am in this cursed forest. Ashley suddenly becomes silent. At plain sight, it was obvious she didn't take it well. She takes her time before responding. Yes, but that was a long time ago. I forgot to do the girl's voice though. Then she closes her eyes and exhales, emptying her lungs. She seemed to be recalling something painful. Just seeing her made me feel guilty. "I'm sorry, it was not my intention to make you remember it," I said, slightly remorseful. No doubt, to be accused of witchcraft must have been a horrible experience. Ashley closes her eyes and nods a couple of times. "It's okay, it's not like I can blame your curiosity seeing where we are." She then looks at me closely with curious eyes. "By the way, how do you know about me? Perhaps you're a sorcerer who has lived during these past centuries," she asked, narrowing her eyes as if she was trying to see the inside of my mind. What kind of question is that? No, nothing like that," I answered at the moment. "I'm just an ordinary person." I omitted boring, but she didn't need to know that. "It's just that there are stories about witches in this forest, but as you can see, the stories are not very convincing, or else I wouldn't be here," I explained, trying to remove any doubts that Ashley may have. Again, she closes her eyes and nods. "I understand." She pauses and looks at me in the eyes. "It's because of those stupid myths that humans come to this forest, just like you," she said then, looking at me with rejection. "What are you trying to say? We're to blame?" I replied, feeling offended. Ashley suddenly looks at me disgusted. "Are you an idiot? If you hadn't come here, my existence would be nice and peaceful, instead of this chaos that it is every year," she said, ending with a sigh of frustration. "But you're the one who causes all of this," I was quick to respond. I don't even bother to hide my anger. I can't believe what she says. How arrogant can she be? Ashley opens her eyes wide, surprised. Then she looks at me with annoyance in her red eyes. "Do you not understand, stupid human? Definitely I don't like this girl. I'm only trying to protect you." Her words take me by surprise. "Huh?" I exclaimed incredulously. "You attack me and you attack my friends only to protect us?" "Yes," she simply replied. At the same time she nods, filled with pride and confidence. "Okay, that's it. I'm getting out of here." I can't believe how arrogant and self-centered this girl is. After everything that she did to me and my friends, I can't stand her any longer. Wait. I had only taken a few steps when I heard her calling behind me. She sounds really worried. "You don't understand the real danger you're in here." I stop in my tracks as soon as I hear her. "Real danger?" I whispered, feeling some doubts. Suddenly I shiver. It doesn't look like she's lying. "Yes, I try to chase them away using illusions. Other times I hit them with my powers. And as a last resort, I scare them directly, as it was in your case," Ashley confessed, blushing a little as if she felt embarrassed of remembering. "And why do you do that?" I asked, confused. Something isn't right here. Ashley stares at me with her red eyes. "If they continue with their curiosity, they will meet an evil entity that will take their lives." "What you say doesn't sound very convincing," I immediately interrupted. "The only evil entity here is you." Ashley shakes her head in denial. "You're wrong. I'm the good one." Then she said, looking into my eyes with a pure innocence in hers, "Ha ha ha ha." I could only laugh at that comment. It had to be a joke. "After doing all that, you say you're good?" "Don't laugh. I'm only trying to protect you," replied Ashley, furious while waving her arms. She then crossed her arms and gave me an unpleased look. "Do you expect me to believe that?" I replied sarcastically. What she had said made no sense, but somehow she seemed oddly convinced it was the truth. She was surely a bit wrong in the head. "But it's true. You have to believe me." This time she sounds really worried about me. I actually feel a little sorry for her. Ashley then stays silent, looking at me with puppy eyes. However, she soon recovers her proud attitude. "If you want, hold my hand. I won't harm you," she suddenly says. I look carefully at her. She has a very arrogant face, as if it was a great honor to be able to touch her. You won't do anything strange? I asked, distrustful, but after seeing her again, I do not think she was lying. Ashley nods, full of confidence. I promise you. I stare at her for a few seconds before making sure there isn't a trap. Okay, but why do you want me to hold your hand? I ask at the same time I extend my hand. Ashley opens her eyes, surprised after hearing my question, then stares at me with annoyance. Are you stupid? Obviously to guide you out of the forest, she said, just as she takes my hand in one quick move. I then find myself being dragged by this strange girl. But this is the opposite way from where the melodious voice comes, I said, looking back for a second. I felt really curious about who she was. You ignore that voice. It charms men to make them her victims. Think of it as a siren. Ashley explained in a bad mood, with her eyes always looking to the front. It seemed that she didn't get along with whoever that person or entity was. Wouldn't you be the one who collects the souls of fools? The souls of fools? I ask without thinking. I seriously need more experience when dealing with a girl. If only I were more popular. Ashley stops suddenly. She then turns away, turns at me, showing me a furious face. You idiot! I already said I'm the good one. For a moment I thought she was going to hit me on the head, but fortunately she stopped before doing so, or biting me again. Okay. I meekly responded as if I were a scolded child. But if you eat me, I'll make sure to give you the worst indigestion in your life. You idiot, I don't eat humans, replied Ashley, ending with an arrogant snort. 3:11 a.m. Several minutes had passed since I started to walk hand in hand with Ashley. At the beginning, I did not trust her at all, but the more time passed, the easier it was to believe her. I hadn't noticed before how comfortable her hand is, soft and pleasant to the touch. I blush just thinking about it. Even if she is a witch, she's a girl too, right? Then I sigh. Come on, Axel, composure. With every step, the curse of the forest seemed to weaken. The atmosphere was less oppressive than every minute, until finally I was able to forget about that unpleasant feeling. Before I noticed, the darkness had returned to normal, feeling only empty. The rotten smell had also disappeared without trace. Now I could really say I was in a common and ordinary forest, even boring. But I could not be more grateful for that. Just a little more to get out, so let's keep moving. When I set my sight on the back of Ashley, watching her walk in silence, she was completely focused on that simple thing. If you're the witch from the legend, why are you helping me? I suddenly asked, not thinking twice before it. I was really intrigued by that. Ashley stops and turns, looking at me with an angry face. Idiot, do you really think all witches are evil? She was right. The general image of witches is not good, but it's not as if stereotypes were truthful. Then she closes her eyes, making an annoyed face. It's true that I had some supernatural powers, but I never used them to do harm. Ashley lowers her sight and pauses. Suddenly, she looks sad. My only sin was to be born in the time of the witch hunts. That's why I was condemned. That explains it well. I feel I can trust she is good. But there's still one more question. How did you end up becoming a cat? Ashley immediately blushes. She was so embarrassed that it was almost adorable. Almost. Well, before my execution there was a cat watching in the distance, so I decided to transfer my soul to it, she explained, avoiding looking into my eyes. Of course, we now share the body. We have like a deal. That cat will be happy as long as it has something to eat and a place to sleep. I try to provide her with all those needs, and in return she lets me stay in her body. As she talks, she is blushing shyly. I see, I think that's a fair deal. I replied with a sincere smile. The truth is that I found it a little funny. It turns out that she is both a girl and a cat. That answers some questions. Ashley closes her eyes and nods a couple of times. When she wants to, she can be very cute. Too bad it happens so rarely. Not saying any more, Ashley continues walking to the exit. This time I stay in silence. All that remains for me is to escape from this place. 3:15 a.m. Well, here we are, Ashley said just a few minutes after we talked. She isn't lying. I can see the end of the forest in the distance. I had to contain my desire to scream with joy at that moment. There must be 2 other humans close here, your friends. Go with them and return home. I hope that nobody else comes tonight. Ashley said, giving me a subtle farewell, but strangely, she does not let go of my hand. She looks deep into my eyes. Amazed, I notice the gentleness that reflects on them. Can you make me a promise? She suddenly said with an honest voice. It was no joke. What is it? I asked, full of curiosity. I don't know what I could do for a witch, but after helping me to escape, I think she deserves me to hear her request. End this legend. She then murmured with an air of sadness. I can't understand why she asked for something like this. I want you to help me keep people away. The legend only attracts more people, as in your case, and I need to kill it, replacing the supernatural danger with a human danger. A human danger? So you want to scare them with ordinary dangers, as thieves or ferocious animals? On second thought, there is logic in what you asked. If you remove the element of magic and only leave the danger, then exploring the forest is not worth the risk. Ashley nods, then looks into my eyes, blushing. Yes, exactly, she said, pleased. Okay, I'll do it. You can rely on me. I responded with determination. I wanted her to know how serious I was, that it was not a promise I would forget as soon as I got out of the forest. Thank you. Then she closed her eyes momentarily and inflates her chest with pride. You aren't as stupid as I thought. I should have expected something like that. Hey, I told you not to talk ill of someone when they're in front of you, I complained angrily. This girl, simply will never change. After seeing my reaction, Ashley cannot help but laugh. I'm sorry. It's the first time I've seen her so happy. That made me blush. Ashley looked unexpectedly adorable at that moment. My heart was nervously beating as if I was with a normal girl. Suddenly she stares at me and gets so close her face is less than an inch from mine. Again she demonstrates not knowing what personal space is, but this time I don't know whether to be angry or thankful. Having her so close, a beautiful girl, is making me nervous. This is the farewell, she suddenly said. She brings her lips to my cheek and then gives me a tender kiss. Everything becomes white at that moment. Everything loses its colour. Everything is gone. Everything. 3:18 a.m. I'm outside of the forest. I have no idea how I made it here, but this is no illusion. I am bewildered as if I had been sleepwalking. Axel! Axel! Suddenly I hear someone calling my name, but it's not any strange voice, it's the voice of my friends who are looking for me. Hey! Over here! I shout without a second of hesitation, with a bit of clumsiness because of my confusion. Soon they found me and impatiently run towards me. Where were you? This worry was killing us, Stephen said with a face I don't remember having ever seen before. Before answering, I rubbed my forehead. Within the forest, I couldn't find the exit. Alfred was about to say something, but before that I interrupted him. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was just lost. The important thing is that we're all safe. Yeah, you're right. Hey, don't you feel that we're forgetting something? Alfred murmured at the same time as he lowers his sight, pensive. Suddenly a blurry image appears in my mind. It was white and bright, but I can't remember more. However, that weak memory awakes a strange feeling of nostalgia in me. It was as if I had lost something, but what could it be? Anyway, we should go home. This has gone too far for a test of courage, I said, with no intention of spending one more minute in this forest. They both agree with me. With nothing else to say, we can only return home. By the way, guys, we should write on that page to not go to the forest. Forget about the witches. Somebody might get lost in there, as happened to me. It was a miracle I came out of here with a beast lurking around. Before knowing it, my lips move. Why did I say that? I have no idea, but something inside inspired me to do so. To be honest, I have no memory of the beast I speak of. All I can remember is that it has red eyes and white fur, but nothing more. Then I remember something. I think it was that promise I made to... Wait, to whom had I made that promise? I think about it for a moment in silence, but in the end I can't remember a thing. No matter, all I know is that I got out and I'll never come back here again. And it looks like that is the end of the visual novel, guys. What did I think of that? Ugh, I don't know. Is that the end, really? There's no more? Let's go on extra. Endings. Oh, okay, so there's different endings. Right, so I guess it must be based on the choices that you've made. Okay, that's interesting. So there's different endings. I wonder how good my ending was. Did I get the worst ending? If you killed the cat, did you get better endings? Interesting. There's more to this than meets the eye. Would I play it again? Probably not. I feel a little bit disappointed in the ending, to be completely honest. But I hope you've enjoyed watching this through with me. We've just approached the 32-minute mark, so yeah, the game is about an hour to complete, maybe an hour and 5 minutes in total. It's quite an eerie game, really nice soundtrack. I like the concept. The story was fairly engaging, but the ending for me ruined it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's a total of 7 different endings. I got the Forgotten Adventure ending. Maybe you'll get a different ending than me, and maybe yours might be better. But at the moment, I feel like that was quite a weak ending, which is a shame, really, because I was expecting something a little bit better than that. But hey, it's free. You know, support the developer. Go and play the game. Grab the DLC, it's quite cheap. I think that includes the soundtrack. So there we have it, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with another Let's Play soon, and hopefully on this channel we're going to start collaborating with a friend of mine. We'll be talking about games, news, and all the latest bits and pieces. So stick around, stay tuned, subscribe, hit like, all that good stuff, and we'll be back soon. Take it easy, guys.